Why the Golden State Warriors are trading for Damian Lillard. As you all know, the NBA media did announce recently that Damian Lillard was actually interested in joining the Golden State Warriors before the Chris Paul trade. And although this may seem like the end, it actually has sparked a lot of rumors, as a lot of NBA insiders have revealed that the Golden State Warriors have been open to the idea of accepting Damian Lillard in a trade, even if it involves Chris Paul. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 5 reasons why Damian Lillard is perfect for the Golden State Warriors and how he can help this team win another NBA championship. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it means the world if you can subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. First is that Damian Lillard is an all-out scorer. Now, as you all know, Damian Lillard averaged this season 32.2 points, and he was the leading scorer for the Portland Trail Blazers. We all know how great of a three-point shooter he is. He had a three-point percentage of 37% while averaging around 11.3 threes, and also had an effective field goal percentage of 56%. So Damian Lillard being a part of this Golden State Warriors team would honestly be a matchup nightmare for anyone else, because now you have Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson all in the same team. And if it was my case, I would say that those are some of the 3 best shooters in the league right now as a whole. And I don't think you would get another better three-point shooting team than that. When it comes to Lillard's scoring, it doesn't only just stop on the 3-point line. His inside presence is definitely felt, where he has great finishing around the ring and has a nice little floater game on top of that. When it comes to Damian Lillard, I think what he can really provide the most is definitely scoring, as the Golden State Warriors have struggled day in and day out with that. When it comes to the Warriors, I think what's the biggest problem with them is that a lot of their focus is on Steph Curry getting 30-40 points, that sometimes it's a little bit draining for Steph Curry to continue that play every single game and every single minute. So he needs someone that can help him score, and especially score off the dribble, and I think Damian Lillard can definitely be that guy. If we look at the starting 5, Andrew Wiggins, he has a great post-up game, which is fantastic, and Klay Thompson is more of a spot-up shooter, so you have no other player that really does do what Steph Curry does, can score off the dribble, can get you a bucket when you need one, and I think adding someone like Damian Lillard into that mix would definitely provide that scoring. Now, if we actually look at last season's stats when it comes to Golden State Warriors, they actually did a pretty good job actually ranking second in points scored. However, when we look at some of the percentages, or actually the 2-point attempts, this is where it's definitely evident that Steph Curry was the one keeping them alive. Their 2-point attempts were actually ranking them 28th in the league out of all 30 teams, and that's definitely due to the fact that a lot of their shots, or a lot of their points, definitely came from the 3-point line, and they need someone that can really provide that inside presence, score inside, get those layups when needed, and I think Damian Lillard could definitely provide that for this team. His scoring is second to none, and he's one of the top scorers in the league definitely in today's game. So him averaging 32 points, if he added that to the Warriors team and can provide 20-25 points alongside Stephen Curry, I think that would honestly be a recipe for success for the 7-time All-Star and 7-time All-NBA Damian Lillard. The second is Damian Lillard's great playmaking ability. Now, as you all know, Damian Lillard is not only just a all-out lights-out scorer, he's also a great playmaker in his career. Now, if we look at his stats in the most recent season, he was actually averaging 7.3 assists, which was fantastic to see, and he did this on a very subpar Portland Trail Blazers team. And I think one of the reasons what makes him such a great playmaker is definitely his high IQ type basketball. When he does get going, a lot of teams tend to really rush to him, send doubles, send triples at times, and because of that, he's able to find the open man and make the smart play. And I think that's something that is so fantastic about Damian Lillard, and why he would fit in this Warriors system. The Warriors are all about team basketball, and I think Damian Lillard as a player isn't looking to just drop 40 points. He wants to win at all costs, and he's willing to do whatever it takes, whether it's him scoring, whether it's him playmaking, and that's what I love about his game. He's a great assist man. He's not only just getting simple assists, but he's able to find the open man on pick and rolls, which is really great, and I definitely see that happening, where you run Steph on a pick and roll one play, and then Damian Lillard on another pick and roll. So it would be great to see him in those actions. But when it comes to the big men that they have, such as Draymond Green and also others such as Kevon Looney, I think those tandems can definitely work with Damian Lillard very, very well. If we refer back to the Golden State Warriors roster last season, we see that Draymond Green was the leading assist man with 6.8 assists. Then you have Stephen Curry with 6.3 assists, and after that it drops all the way down to Jordan Poole, who only had 4.5. So there wasn't a lot of assists going on in this Golden State Warriors team, and I think that's something that Damian Lillard Lillard can definitely fix. Even though they did a fantastic job during the season when it comes to the Golden State Warriors making the playoffs, I definitely do believe that even though they do play team ball, you can even add more team ball into that mix. So having someone like Damian Lillard in this team would honestly be fantastic, and it honestly could be a huge increase in the assist category for the Warriors team as a whole, which I think is great. The third is that Damian Lillard would attract superstar attention. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is when Golden State Warriors do face off against other teams, not only is the focus on defending someone like Stephen Curry, where they will run different defensive options and also run different defensive plays in order to stop him, but now they have to worry about Damian Lillard as well. And I think this is something that is honestly going to change the game. When it comes to having two superstars in one team, it makes it very difficult for teams to create defensive strategies or defensive matchups due to the fact you can really only focus on one player. So I think this is something that is so important, and one of the reasons why I think it will really change what the Golden State Warriors have, because having two superstars in one team, especially having 100% of your focus in that, it makes it very hard for other teams to do that. If we look at other past Golden State Warriors rosters, we saw why Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry were able to win back-to-back championships due to the fact that if you put all your focus on Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant would go off for 30 points. If you put all the focus on Kevin Durant, then Steph Curry would go off for 30 points, and there's really no win-win situation for any other team, and that's what I think this would happen if Damian Lillard does join this Golden State Warriors team. Like I mentioned before, as a whole, Damian Lillard actually averaged 32.2 points. He also had 4.8 rebounds and 7.8 assists, and he showed very good percentages as well. So I think he will be able to provide a lot for this Warriors team if he actually decides to join. Now, when it comes to him as well, what I love about it is that he is still 32 years of age, so he's still in his peak years as we speak. Obviously, players like Steph and Clay and also Draymond are getting older day by day, but I think it's great that having Damian Lillard, who is 32, roughly around that peak years, and he wants to win an NBA championship at all costs. Now, he stands at 6'2", 195 pounds, and he does have a great strength around the ring, which I think is fantastic, but when it comes to his superstar status, I think it will really help Golden State Warriors as a whole, because now the attention is split between two. Stephen Curry definitely needs help, and I think Steph needs that guy he can really rely on if he has one of those bad games, or someone to pass it off to where he can guarantee him a bucket, and I think that's something that is so important. If we look at Stephen Curry's stats, you see that he averaged 29.4 points, which was really good, 6.3 assists, and also 6.1 rebounds. Now, what I love about this as well is that he did shoot a great field goal, an effective field goal percentage of 61%, which is great, but I do believe when it comes to his 3-point attempts and 2-point attempts, he did take quite a lot compared to everyone else, and I definitely do see that he needs some help due to the fact that not only is he just getting older, but I think it is really getting taxing to really focus on one player, and to have him focus on getting open every single time does get difficult to a certain point. So having someone like Damian Lillard will definitely open up the floor a lot more for Stephen Curry, but it does open up the floor more for Damian Lillard as well, and also other players such as Wiggins, Draymond Green, and even Kevon Looney. So having someone of his caliber would definitely cause a lot of havoc for defensive matchups, and I definitely do think it would be a nightmare for anyone. The fourth is Damian Lillard's great defensive ability. Now, this may come to a surprise to a lot of you, but Damian Lillard, yes, is actually a great defender. Yes, he's only 6'2", yes, he's only 195 pounds, but he does a fantastic job on defense. Now, it is really hard to really justify what he does on defense due to the fact that, some stats don't really show up in the stat sheet. However, he did average, when it comes to rebounds, 4.8 rebounds. 4 of those rebounds were defensive rebounds as well. He also averaged 0.9 steals and also 0.3 blocks. But what I think he did fantastic was definitely contesting shots, also really doing a great job on guarding guards and getting around screens. And you definitely notice that when it comes to Damian Lillard's game, one of the things he's improved on over the years. One of the reasons why I think he definitely got better is due to the strength that he's built. Damian Lillard is built as a tank at 6'2", to be honest, and he does a great job at staying in front of his man and being able to take hits left, right, and center. So he did a fantastic job last season for the Portland Trailblazers. Now, the Trailblazers didn't really do great as a whole as a team, but if we look at Damian Lillard's individual performance, you definitely see his defense has improved over the years. He's gotten a lot more stronger. He's able to have better IQ when it comes to reading plays and knowing when to move and when to adjust, and I think that's something about his game that really does help Golden State Warriors if he decides to join. If we look at the Warriors this season, or the most current season, we actually see that the Golden State Warriors were a very poor defending team. They actually ranked 21st in points allowed, which means they ranked in the bottom 10, and they had a defensive rating of 17 out of all 30 teams. So Golden State
Warriors have definitely dropped when it comes to defense. If we actually look at their season before that, where they did win the NBA championship against the Boston Celtics in the NBA finals, they actually ranked in the top 5 for defensive rating and ranked top 5 in points allowed as well. So this definitely does show a huge sign that losing some of the players from that Warriors team, or maybe even players just getting older, they have definitely dropped a lot on defense. They definitely need to improve that aspect, and I think Damian Lillard can definitely provide that within this team, especially for the guard positions. Now that they have lost Dante DiVincenzo to the New York Knicks, they definitely could use a guard who has such great defensive abilities, and Damian Lillard can definitely be that guy. I think what makes Damian Lillard so great on defense as well is due to the fact that he has high IQ and is able to get around screens very well due to his strength. And as you all know, the NBA is built off pick and roll screens here and there, and I think the fact that he's able to get through those very, very easily, it really does make him a great defender to be able to guard any sort of player. The fifth is that Damian Lillard's play style and play mindset definitely fits with the Golden State Warriors. Now, I've said this time and time again, but when superstars join teams, what I really do look for is not only just the talent that they've brought in, but also if they fit the play style and the coaching style very well. And I think Damian Lillard definitely does fit that. What I love most about this is that Damian Lillard has said time and time again that he doesn't really care whether he's the main player or the second main player or whatever like that. He just wants to win an NBA championship, and it's definitely coming to that point. He's 32 years old, he's in his peak years, and he may only have a couple of years left to finally win that coveted ring. And because of that, we could see him go to this Golden State Warriors team where he comes in more humble and is just willing to do whatever it takes to help win that ring. And I think that's honestly fantastic for not only Golden State Warriors, but also for Damian Lillard as well. He's hungry for it, and I think he can definitely provide that hunger that this Warriors team definitely needs, even after Steph, Draymond, and Clay have won so many NBA championships together. Now, in order to trade for someone like Damian Lillard, obviously he is a superstar, so Klay Thompson may be on the table, also Chris Paul may be on the table, maybe not even in the same trade, but it has been said that Damian Lillard is only looking at 2 teams to join, and first is Miami Heat and second is the Golden State Warriors. So hopefully maybe the Warriors can pull this off.